So doing a test on the garage floor. So I wanted the look of the epoxy. I guess it's a two-stage, the flakes, but I didn't want to go through all the etching and all that preparation and the hot tires. I heard it peels really easily, so I saw a video on YouTube. I just wanted to experiment. I didn't test it on the car yet, but what I'm doing is just really halfwaying it, for lack of a better word. Just vacuuming out all the dirt, debris from the floor. And I've used this Behr granite stain before on some outdoor concrete, and it worked pretty well. So I had some left over, so I thought I'd test it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the solid color concrete stain. I got this one in OSHA black, safety black. So this right side is still drying. I put wet sealer on it. This left side is almost pretty much dry. There's light shining on it, but I put down the flakes. It's the blue and gray flakes, and I put down, I don't know if you can catch it on the camera, but I put down some glitter. It's a little bit tough to pick it up with the light shining, but there is some glitter sprinkled in. So I'm not going for any kind of professional look here. I'm literally doing this with a brush for paint and a brush for sealer. So what I'm doing is I'm laying down the OSHA concrete black, concrete stain black color first. I'm laying a thick coat, and once that's done, I'm dropping these flakes. So these are decorative flake chips. So I got the gray. So the gray has a mix of black, white, blue, and gray. And then I'm just laying this silver glitter, literally just tapping it into the wet stain. So obviously once you put it on the stain, it just sits on top. So then once the stain dries, I give it about 15 minutes to dry to the touch. So I would say about 60 to 7% of the flakes kind of stick to the concrete. And there are some that, like, if you were to move the brush over, kind of flake off and just like move with the brush. But then what I'm doing to catch those and lock it in is a sealer, which is this Behr Premium Wet Look Sealer. And that, I did a test in this left corner over here a week ago, and this sealer really locks it in. So even with a brush, I'm just using a simple brush to lay on the sealer. It locks it in once it dries, so you'll see here, if I move it, there's no flakes or anything moving. So the one thing I'm not sure yet is cars driving over it, but I figure worst comes to worst, I'll lay some mats down for the tires to roll over, and then just have the car drive over the mats instead of directly onto the floor. But I'm going to test it. I'm not looking for anything perfect. I'll touch it up if it does rub off, and I imagine it will over time, like any other flooring. Some imperfections will come through over time. But you can see, I mean, it really, like, you can see the strokes in the brush. I don't really care about that. But you can see it gives that epoxy look, and none of this is epoxy. It's just a concrete stain and wet sealer. Again, I don't know how long this is going to last. I'm doing this the cheap and easy way. Literally, the sealer was I think 38 a bucket, and the paint is about the same, 30. I think it's about 38 or 42. And I've done about a, let's see, this is probably about a 4 foot by 3 by 4 foot area, and I mean there's still a ton of stain left. Ton. I mean, if I wanted to, I could probably double up the layers of stain to give it. But I just want to do this quick and easy before it gets cold out. I'm gonna get, you know, all into back there, move all this stuff out. But really, this is just a test to see how this comes out, and it really does give the epoxy look without the epoxy. So yeah, I'm gonna continue on here. You can see this is the original uncleaned, unetched, and just bare concrete. It's got old paint over there where my wife dropped, and she evened it out from the steps, the gray paint. So what gave me the idea is actually this gray paint is kitchen cabinet paint that she dropped. And over here you can see I had this darker gray is a house siding stain, wood stain. So the car has been over this gray section because we get really close to the wall over here. Car's been over this gray section numerous times, and it hasn't flaked off yet, even with just stains that are not even supposed to be on concrete. So that's what I'm like, well, let me try this actual concrete stain and see how it comes out. These two, this is paint, this is a wood stain on concrete. Car's driven over this because, again, we get really tight, like almost to the edge here with tires, and it's like as if the car was never there. So the only thing I'm worried about is like the gloss, the high gloss sealer is going to wear off when the car rolls over it. But again, I'm not going to be that particular about it. It's really just to make the garage makeover a little nicer looking. Set up a PC and some overhead shelves with LED lights over there. Change out the lights, and I'm also painting the beam black. This was all white up here, so I'm painting the beam. You can see the beam is white over there. So yeah, it's going to be dark because everything's black and white, but it's going to be almost like a man cave den. So this is just one part of the process. So I'll let you guys know how it comes out and give you an update. But so far, again, I'm all about cheap and easy. Not really a perfectionist in this kind of stuff. So I'll give you guys an update later.